And Moses was wroth. I'm sorry, 13 verse. Numbers 31 verse 13. And Moses and Eleazar the priest and all the princes of the congregation went forth to meet them with the camp. And Moses was wroth with the officers of the host, with the captains over thousands and captains over hundreds, and came from the battle. And Moses said unto them, have ye saved all the women alive? He got mad at them because they saved the woman alive. Behold, these caused the children of Israel through the counsel of Balaam to commit trespass against the Lord. Now, there's a whole story behind that. These women were worshiping Balaam. They were worshiping a false god. So they were unclean. So Moses said, "No, you can't deal with these women. You can't deal with these women, because ultimately they got to come under your law. So they're going to rebel against your power." So it says to commit trespass against Yahweh in the matter of Peor, and there was a plague among the congregation of Yahweh. Now therefore kill every male among the little ones, and male among the little ones. So some of them they put into slavery, some of them they killed. Some of the kids they killed. In this case, the kids were killed. In the case of the Canaanite children, the babies, the infants were killed. Pregnant women were killed. And kill every woman that have no man by lying with him. If she was married to a man, kill her. We don't need her. But now listen to this. 31 verse 18. But all the women children that have not known a man. So some of these little women children might have been 8 years old, might have been 7, might have been 6. You don't deal with them. You let them grow. And some of them were maybe 11, some of them were 12, some of them were 13. But the ones that were maybe 7, 8, 6, you let them grow and past the stage of puberty, and then what do? You go in unto them. They become your wives, even though they're of another nation. It said, but all the women children, remember they killed. Let me read 17 again. It said, now therefore kill every male among the little ones. Kill all the little children, the male children, and kill every woman that have no man by lying with him, if they had a man. And besides that, they were following their gods. We don't want that. It says, but all the women children that have, so the only spoils that they had left were the young women children that did not lay with men, that have not known a man by lying with him. Keep alive for yourselves, meaning you can have them. You can have them and you can do what you want with them. And do ye abide without the camp 7 days, because they were unclean, because of the bloodshed around them, because of the death they were unclean. Whoever have killed any person, and whoever have touched any slain, because you got to touch the slain to take. If you took their spoils, if they had gold jewelry on, you take it from them. It said, purify both yourselves and your captives on the 3rd day and on the 7th day. It goes on to say, and purify all your remnant, and all that is made of skin, and all works of goat's hair, and all things made of wood. I'll read the 21st verse. And Eleazar the priest said unto the men of war, which were all the tribes, and Levi was there. Levi was singing and praising while they were killing. They were chopping heads off to the beat, so to speak. Music is inspirational, man. It says, which went to the battle. This is the ordinance of the law which the Lord commanded Moses. It says, 22nd verse, only the gold and silver, the brass, the iron, the tin, and the lead, everything that may abide the fire, ye shall make it go through the fire, purifying the gold, and it shall be cleaned. Nevertheless, it shall be purified with the water of separation. All that abideth not the fire, ye shall make go through the water. So when you took their spoils, gold and silver and so forth, you would have to purify it. And gold and silver is purified through fire. And ye shall wash your clothes on the 7th day, and ye shall be clean, and afterward ye shall come into the camp. So you couldn't come in the camp because you were unclean. Then it goes into division of booty, meaning the spoils, because you brought those little girls back to the other men that didn't go into battle. You had shared them. You had gave them. Look, you can have 3 of those little women there. You can have 5 of those. And then they had wives on top of it, man. And you know what? Let me go to this here. Let me go to, I believe is that 1 Kings or 2 Kings? Let's see. 1 Kings 11. Okay. 1 Kings 11 verse 1. But King Solomon loved many strange women together with the daughter of Pharaoh, which are Egyptian women of the Moabites. You know, Jay got a thing for Moabites and Ammonites. And you tell me you don't, you're a goddamn liar. You're a motherfucking liar. When the first time you laid eyes on Lucy Ling or Lucy Liu, you said, damn, man, I hit that. Anyway, it says Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, which were Canaanites, and Hittites, which Solomon was going off. But what really made him go off was if he wasn't supposed to marry them, pursuant to the law, and he went off because he was building up the high places and the idols for these women. So he went off on that. Okay, so now let's go down to I want to go to Hadad. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, here we go. This is the 14th verse, 1 Kings 11 verse 14. And Yahweh stirred up an adversary unto Solomon, Hadad the Edomite. He was of the king's seed in Edom, so he would be considered a royal Edomite. For it came to pass when David was in Edom, and Joab the captain of the host was gone up to bury the slain, after he had smitten every male in Edom. Notice it said every male in Edom. For 6 months did Joab remain there with all Israel until he had cut off every male in Edom. Now you might say, well, that means Edom was done away with. Backing up with vocab said, no, you had Edom, just like you had Israelites that were strangers that were in other lands, you had Edomites that were in other lands. And the proof that they didn't destroy all the Edomites was Hadad was spared, but then you had other Edomites. When you go into the history about the Herodian dynasty, they were Edomites. So Edomites wasn't cut away. A lot of them were put to death that were living in Mount Seir. It said for 6 months, 16th verse, did Joab remain there with all Israel until he had cut off every male in Edom. 17th verse, that Hadad fled, which was the Edomite, the son of the king of Edom, he and certain Edomites of his father. So it was him and other Edomites that fled. He and certain Edomites of his father's servants with him, lower Edomites, to go into Egypt, Hadad being yet a little child. It says, and they arose out of Midian. We was just reading about Midian. And came to Paran, and they took men with them out of Paran, and they came to Egypt unto Pharaoh, king of Egypt. And the so-called Egyptians, the people of Mizraim, they were in the Edomites, man. They were in the Edomites, because the king of Pharaoh begged Hadad to stay among them, and let me read it. It said, which gave him an house and a point. There was something about them Edomites, man. Something about that red skin that other nations like. They said, man, I'm a little too black. If I get with that Edomite woman, I'll lighten her up. She'll be more beautiful. She'll be caramel color. Anyway, it says, and appointed him victuals, food, and gave him land. And Hadad found great favor in the sight of Pharaoh. Meaning Pharaoh loved this guy. He loved this red, hairy Edomite. So that he gave him to wife the sister of his own wife, which was in the royal line of the Pharaoh. The sister of Tahpenes, the queen. And the sister of Tahpenes bare him Agonobath, his son. So now that Edomite, and that Edomite that Hadad had laid with the Tahpenes, the queen's sister, the child that came out, the child didn't come out looking like an Edomite. The child came out looking like a lighter version of an actual Egyptian. And another thing for you Kemetic cats, them Egyptians that you see over there from Egypt, a lot of them are Edomites, man. A lot of them are mixed. Because you got to understand the Ptolemaic dynasty, which they ruled for many, many years. They were laying down and mixing their seed with the actual Kemetic people. So a lot of your Kemetic people, a lot of them got Edomite in them, Edomite blood in them. Okay. So it goes on to say, let me read 20 again. And the sister of Tahpenes bare him Genubeth, the son, whom Tahpenes weaned. That means the little Edomite was sucking on Tahpenes' titty in Pharaoh's house, and he loved that little boy because he was a lighter skinned virgin. His hair was like curly. She was rubbing all through his curly hair, you know. It says Genubath was in Pharaoh's household among the sons of Pharaoh. And when Hadad heard in Egypt that David slept with his fathers, and that Joab, the captain of the host, was dead, Hadad said to Pharaoh, let me depart, that I may go to mine own country, because there's nothing like home. So he loved the mountains, man. The Pharaoh said unto him, but what hast thou lacked with me? That behold, thou seekest to go to thine own country. And he answered, nothing. Howbeit, let me go in any wise. And that's all I got to read on that. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say, Shalom. On to the next one. Shalom.